Read it.
Yeah, so she read it. It's an obvious.
Is there any objection to
Objection.
There is an objection?
I did.
Okay, is there any objection to that exact same statement if we replace specifically with including?
Yeah, I think my statement was pretty fucking good.
So you are objecting?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Are you
stack
you
is
feel so
open.
strongly you will block?
Okay,
I
stack
do.
is open.
Okay,
We're gonna
okay.
come across one,
I'll still.
two.
I addressed all the points that you guys were all talking about, and it's like it invokes that. I almost wanted to use the word fuck just so we could get like human and like raw and like we need to push this now, because like I've got a radio in my head and I'm hearing that war that our legislation could have fucking totally just. All this could be avoided if we'd all just like focus on the bigger picture and the goal, which is to like end the whole devastation thing that's happening.
You know,
Really inspired right now. Blah 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 sugar.
Next.
I support the wording of the proposal as Ari just read it, and I do not support an amendment of the word specifically to including, because it takes away from the focus of the overall piece. Specifically, does not make Israel stand out more than other countries that are doing similar things. But including detracts from the overall statement and makes it appear to be a much larger, more all-encompassing statement, which it is not, because it is this statement is specifically about Israel's actions towards people in Gaza and the West Bank. And it is not about all different countries doing different things with U.S. arms.
I don't think
Why is this just about Israel and Palestine? Why are we not condemning the same crimes in other countries, especially ones where the crimes are greater? That was a bit uncalled for. Here's my friendly amendment. We should throw out the whole statement and we should replace it with a few words from the Torah. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not oppress the weak, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And anyone who violates those laws is committing a crime against all peoples, and that they should be held accountable for that. And it has nothing to do with what country you live in.
So we had a friendly amendment. Can you just a temp check if you want to work with that friendly amendment as the words for the proposal? I got like one. Okay, so you got some temp down. So I think we're just going to keep going with stack.
What's the objection for that?
It's just
Out of
the way I'm
curiosity.
doing the friendly amendments. Unless if we have a friendly amendment that people are like, oh yeah, that's close, let's work with it, then we'll work with it. But if it's not close, then I think we just keep going with stack until someone gets a friendly amendment that people want to go with.
Here we go. One, we have up here. Two. 1, 2 right now.
I just want to point out that because the sentence we're working on is ordered after a sentence basically highlighting that this is about Israel and Palestine, that from the very beginning I've agreed that it should be including, and again, this is so trivial. I think that there are so many other instances of terrible state-sponsored violence, horrific, around the world, and that if we're going to talk about these things, we should consider those as well. And using the word including is a good way to do that. In response to the second friendly amendment made, I'm not sure if going to the Torah would be the best idea, just thinking for people who might not 100% be aligned with whatever the Torah has to say, even though it's quite a powerful thing to point out that
There may be a lot of
that's what it
atheists in the
shows.
Okay.
I just want to point out that it has been mentioned that there is a desire to include a statement that atrocities are happening all around the world, but nobody's volunteering to draft that statement. So Gabriel, if you feel so strongly that you want that statement in, I think you need to draft the statement.
That was it, by the way. That friendly amendment, that was it.
Oh, okay, then I will say I object to that friendly amendment, as my fellow occupier stated, because it includes a quote from a religious text, and I think we should not include religious texts in proposals that Occupy endorses.
So next on stack.
I think the word highlight has been used a lot tonight, in using a synonym in the statement. I believe we could use the word especially instead of including. Maybe people would like that more. Yes, people would like that more. Maybe.
So that's a friendly amendment to use the word especially instead of specifically or including. Especially a temp check. So there's not an overwhelming temp check positive on that. So we'll go to the next person on stack.
Wait, I got a point of process?
Point of process, yeah.
I mean, I could have miscounted, but I think we're down to 19 people.
Let's count. Let's count.
Let's get somebody else to verify that count.
Cliff, we have another statement that includes military.
I was cold. I told him I wasn't leaving. All right, I just counted. I think we got 21 if we include the facilitator.
That is included.
So next on stack. Oh, look, we're at 22.
Are you plugged in? How come this is blurry? This is blurry. All of a sudden it became blurry.
In the field of international relations.
Somebody is speaking who hasn't spoke yet. Can we please listen?
I think it's very common in the field of international relations to identify the different actors, the conflict, identify what's causing the conflict, and identify what changes the different actors should make. Yes. And in this specific case, we picked this topic because there's a process that's very open that says you pick a proposal, you have a committee, pick a proposal, and you can work on that. So I think the opposition to this proposal stems from the fact that they want to water it down to this abstract concept of peace. And changing the words is not going to make the opposition change, so we need to figure something out, because wordsmithing it isn't going to do it. The opposition's made this clear demand that it needs to be an abstract...
I think we agreed on 20 for quorum tonight, right now.
Like, blanket statement
Which
on
would
how
be
people
status
should
quo
treat
for
each other in the
NatGat.
world, and exclude terms that are very common in the field of international relations, unanimous in all schools of thought. I think it comes down to the fundamental opposition to the field of international relations and organizing conflicts in measurable ways. So I don't think the wordsmithing is going to fix it.
So just another point of process as an observation facilitating this, at least in terms of I'm pretty sure Gabriel, is that your name? If you're talking about Gabriel as one of the opposition, I believe he approved this proposal if the word was changed to including. Yes. I think that was...
There are other parts of the proposal that I don't think in the later statements.
In the later statement, but this statement, I thought at one point you said you would, if you changed to including, you were okay with this statement. I might be...
Yeah, I second that sentiment.
What?
I second your sentiment.
That was my memory. At least at one moment, that was it, and I thought we were really close. Maybe sentiment has changed, but anyways, that's I could do a check on that. It might be a helpful thing to check on. Is there
That's
any
Gabriel with the
objection? Can
shirt,
you read the statement and use
button
the word
down,
including instead of
plaid
specifically?
shirt.
I can just do a check to see if there are objections to that.
Okay, guys, here's what it would sound like.
Listen up.
We condemn all state-sponsored violence, including that which the Israeli government is perpetrating on the Palestinian people, and demand that the U.S. cease all monetary and military aid for the purpose of state-sponsored violence.
Okay, so is there any objection to that statement? Okay, there are objections, but I just want to point out in terms of opposition, it's not Gabriel that objected to that. There is other objections. Anyways, so stack is still open.
Okay, I'm coming around again for stack. Who wishes to be on stack? 1, stack, 2.
You missed him.
Is there an objection to also
Stacker, you
making
missed him. He was
another
2.
statement exactly
Daniel.
like this that mentions the other things that are going on, so that Israel itself isn't the only target? Could another statement exactly like this, the exact same statement, substitute Israel for Ukraine and other world?
Yeah, I suggested it earlier. Sounds good.
Are you suggesting a friendly amendment?
Yes, a friendly amendment. We added another statement.
An additional statement?
An additional
But
statement.
that's not related to this statement.
Yeah, we just add another statement that talks about that. Once we do this statement, we do another one exactly like this. It says that. Is that?
Like a separate sentence?
Yes.
Okay, so his friendly amendment is to add a second sentence to go with this statement. So temp check on doing that. Okay, so it's not overwhelmingly up, so we'll continue with stack, see if we get some other suggestions that are closer to what we need to do.
Okay, I want to change United States to United States government. And that's it.
Okay, any objection to that friendly amendment?
I see that.
Okay, that was, so let's check in on the statement. That was because we need to see if there's any objection to it in its current form.
With including?
With including and United States government. If you could please read that.
Yeah. So far it sounds like this. And I'm just here to read. We condemn all state-sponsored violence, including that which the Israeli government is perpetrating on the Palestinian people, and demand that the U.S. government seize all monetary and military aid for the purpose of state-sponsored violence.
So is there any objection to that statement being approved without further discussion?
Yeah.
I have an objection. The way it's worded, it says that the U.S. government cease all monetary and military aid, and they're going to cease all of that because the way it's worded, for the purpose of state-sponsored violence. It's not worded correctly.
Oh.
In other words, and damage that and demand that the U.S. government cease all monetary and military aid.
That is used for?
That is used for,
yeah,
that is used for the purpose.
Okay, temp check on that friendly amendment. Okay, please read the statement again with that amendment.
After she typed so quickly with her thumbs.
Okay. So here it is now. We condemn all state-sponsored violence, including that which the Israeli government is perpetrating on the Palestinian people, and demand that the U.S. government cease all monetary and military aid that is used for the purpose of state-sponsored violence.
Okay. Temp check on that. And is there any objection to approving that statement in its current form without further discussion? All right, there is at least one hand up, so question.
Are you guys in this?
He has a question.
You know, state-sponsored violence, it's kind of a broad term. I mean,
That's a statement, not a question.
Enforcement of the law, like when you like hold a gun to somebody's head who's murdering someone, and then you shoot them if they move, that's state-sponsored violence. You know, so I don't know. I mean, is that what we're saying, that we should withdraw all monetary support for, or is it, you know, state-sponsored violence that oppresses the weak and that kills innocent children and that is, you know, perpetrates a war that should be brought to an end?
Okay.
You know.
So the concern is with the end of the statement, that state-sponsored violence includes basically all violence, some of which you might actually support, maybe. Violence could be anything. It could be police defending people. That's basically what you're saying. So there's concern with that part of the statement. So could you just read the statement one more time, just so I have it?
We're reading the statement one more time.
We condemn all state-sponsored violence, including that which the Israeli government is perpetrating on the Palestinian people, and demand that the U.S. government cease all monetary and military aid that is used for the purpose of state-sponsored violence.
Okay, so Stack is open.
Stack or call for consensus?
Oh, I can check for consensus one more time. So is there an objection to that statement in its current form? Is there any objection to approving that without further discussion?
Clear.
There are objections, so Stack is open.
If there's so much objection, why don't we
Okay,
just not do
actually,
that?
I think I just found something that might address what was said earlier. The sentence again is, we condemn all state-sponsored violence, including that which the Israeli government is perpetrating on the Palestinian people, and demand that the U.S. government cease all monetary and military aid that is used for the purpose of state-sponsored violence. So state-sponsored violence has been used twice there. And if we replace that with just, we demand, like, blah, 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 and demand that the U.S. government cease all aid, monetary and military aid that is used for such purposes, we would be referring back to the purposes of, you know, Israeli government perpetrating the Palestinian people, and that would make it focused on the violence that we're concerned about.
So you have a friendly amendment. Read it with "for such purposes" at the end, so people can hear it.
There's something wrong with it still. I know it's bothering me.
What's wrong? Oh, just my
We
thumb's
condemn
melting.
all state-sponsored violence, including that which the Israeli government is perpetrating on the Palestinian people, and demand that the U.S. government cease all monetary and military aid that is used for such purposes.
Okay, so that's a new version. So let's do a temp check on how people feel about that. We got lots of people asleep. Okay, no, we got some temp check all over. Let's check for an objection. Is there any objection to approving that statement in its current form without further discussion? All right, there are some.
Are those questions or objections? Because if he's calling for objections, not questions.
Right, well,
it's
if...
an objection because it's not clear.
This is the thing, is if I'm not objecting, then I'm saying,
Then it
this
would-
is why I
then it
keep
would
asking
consent.
for the clarifying question, that would mean that this is our statement as a, right, so I'm opposed.
Okay, so Stack is open.
Do you want to say why? Or how we
I
could
believe
change
her.
it so that you agree?
Right, well now I,
Had it?
because given all of the complaints that I've been, that I was cataloging since the beginning of this thing, and I know yesterday we were supposed to have this statement approved, and again, the urgency of the crimes being committed, where they are, the trail that we're just simply trying to leave for anybody that even cares about this kind of stuff right now, it's essential that we just get it done and just put it out there, and it's just ridiculous that we're nitpicking over little things. And I really do think that the way I wrote it, and you know, I had like this perfect little dream where like I read it the way I did, and then you're like, oh wow, that's perfect. That's, you know, not controversial to any of the things that we've been sitting here arguing for hours about. But, you know, right, okay, so I want all of you to think about everything that you opposed in the original statement, you know, for those of you that were at the meeting yesterday, the original GA assembly, I'm going to read my thing again. During the after hours of the 2014 Occupy National Gathering, a working group on the Gaza conflict continued controversial discussion or amending to a statement in which all working members holds near and dear to their progressive and politically active hearts as the message in a bottle written for the oppressed victims of devastation for Gazians. We do not agree with the war crimes and civil disgust against humanity being committed by the Israeli military. This is a call to action. Any power, whether it's the UN, potential lobbyists for the ceasing of foreign affair funds by our legislation, or any group willing and capable of intervening, to intervene. This simple statement, with many regards to the urgency brought forth by these devastations, should at the very least promote the push for the dire intervention necessary for Palestinian liberation.
So, temp check on working from that statement. Okay, so definitely mixed on that. So we're going to continue with stack.
Okay, where were we? I believe we had anyone on stack over here? Okay, then why don't we go here and here? So 1, 2.
Can you read the very last statement?
Who's first on stack?
The very last sentence.
Who's first
like
on
the
stack?
last 2 or 3 sentences. Last statement.
This simple statement, with many regards to the urgency brought forth by these devastations, should at the very least promote the push for the dire intervention necessary for Palestinian liberation.
Simple proposal. The Occupy National Gathering of 2014 does not like what's going on in Gaza. We urge everybody to take autonomous action to support the people of Gaza in their struggle for the establishment of the Palestine nation state under the UN.
Could you repeat that again?
No, there's a recording of it, I hope. That's what answers that call.
All right, so temp check on
That's not productive.
that amendment
Besides
as you
dialogue.
heard it, and if we go with it, then we'll try to reconstruct it. Temp check on going with that friendly amendment that was just proposed.
How can we go with it if we can't capture it?
I
didn't hear it. I didn't hear it.
You can help reconstruct from what
I mean, we can consent on it. We can review live stream and type it out. We could do that.
So temp check on attempting to work from that statement that was just given. All right, so definitely mixed again. So we're gonna continue with stack in just a moment. I just want to say, you guys, this is really amazing that you are all sticking through this and trying to come up with something. It inspires me to see people sit here and claw away and try to work something like this out. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, I do this because I like seeing people do this. So, thank you for doing this, and let's keep going until, you know,
The cows come home. That's what I mean.
Now we have 21.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, and then
I just wanted to say that it sounds good, but we need to keep this simple. That's we had a 3-hour discussion about it's like the word
Okay.
we're gonna use.
What I
Keep it simple.
Why?
Okay.
Oh yes.
I don't know,
Okay.
can we?
Next
Are
on
you
stack.
streaming? I need to go.
Can I please request that we not try to
No,
rewrite?
she wants to look something up on my phone.
We are going sentence by sentence in a much larger statement.
Does that have Wi-Fi?
I'm sorry. Mic check.
Mic check.
Sorry. I apologize.
We're going sentence by sentence in a larger statement. The last two things that were offered as quote friendly amendments were last three things were total rewrites and didn't fit into the other sentences that have already received consensus. I absolutely support a consensus process, and I absolutely don't want us to continue all night and wait until there's quorum or something. I want us to work together on this sentence as part of the larger statement that includes the 4 sentences we've already come to consensus on.
I feel like a princess.
Next on stack.
I'll go direct response to that.
I was on stack.
We're going on stack.
Here, and then 2, and then 3, please.
Okay. There was actually a 3-sentence brief thing that started this whole longer version that we can pull up momentarily and maybe propose that. It's just a condensed version of what has been proposed here for the last how many ever hours?
Days.
So
another
let me get back on stack later and maybe read that out loud if people are willing.
Okay, next on stack.
Okay, Donna?
I'm Nikki. Excuse me. That's no worries. I would say, can of worms. Okay. I would say this. Well, I love our wordy words ones.
He's getting his laptop.
The simple statements are so important because there are signs, there are hashtags, they're very efficient. And if we can get to where we have a very simple statement, and then we get to the broader statement that, yeah, we've already reached consensus on a lot of it, so yeah, go with it, whatever. You know, it's like you guys aren't going to say anything except for the people that are sitting here arguing about, really care about, you know, I mean, really, like, I trust you. I trust Daniel. I trust you guys to make a good decision on all the different words when you guys come to consensus. I'm all for it. But on the very simple statement, we should be able to come out with, boom, this is our very basic one-liner statement of what we think. And then if we expand it out, that's good. But if we can't do that, then we spend all our time trying to work on these words and this, yeah. Together we rise. We never even agreed on our, we never got consensus.
We're not rising, we're sitting tucked away in a
on
circle.
Together we rise.
Right.
But yet that was our theme.
Tucked away,
So,
just like we are.
short sentence statements that you can work with, you bring people together. I'm done.
Okay.
And then, so that, you know, like, maybe we do need a rewrite of a lot of the statement, because that's why we're not getting consensus. A lot of myself, and I'm not alone in the world in this feeling, but a lot of people that we're representing here at the National Gathering do not agree with a lot of this statement. And if you want to make it simple and broad, we should make it something that applies to everywhere that's committing the same crime. And, you know, I really think that, you know, what needs to happen is there needs to be a trial of everyone in the world who's committing the same crime. And they need to go to...
I'm Jewish, okay? I'm fucking Jewish! And it is a risk for me to be on live stream dealing with this, but I'm dealing with this because I give a shit about human rights. And there are other people here who are Jewish who are worried about their family seeing them on live stream and condemning them. But they're doing it, so you're fucking with us! And fuck you, asshole! And fuck you! And fuck you! You fuck!
That's kind of rude.
No, you are rude!
No,
you're the rudest fuck here, you fucking fuck!
You're kind of rude.
No! Fuck you, you fake occupier, agent provocateur, infiltrator! Am I being detained, officer, or am I free to fucking go?
I almost really don't think you're Jewish, to be honest. The way you're acting.
That's disrespectful.
Oh, that was disrespectful. Sorry. You know, I mean, these are like...
See, peace begins with us, you know. Peace begins with us.
Ariane needs to look up the Facebook if you have Wi-Fi.
This is a problem.
We should take a 1 minute break and take a tea.
You know,
Donna was on. The light was on. Donna.
Look, I think I'm still on stack here before I was pretty rudely interrupted. All right. I mean, I feel very strongly about these things. I'm not an infiltrator. I've been involved with this movement since before it began. I helped organize the first freaking Occupy gathering in Wall Street. And this is, I mean, the point is that these problems are not emanating from Israel. This should not be, we should not be spending the Occupy National Gathering talking about this one specific
Well, we are.
problem. I'm still unstacked.
Go on.
And so yeah, that's great that we are. And but we need to, you know, we should have a list of every nation that's committing these crimes, and we should designate the individuals that are responsible for perpetrating those crimes, and they should be held accountable. They should be taken to trial and imprisoned for what they've done wrong, regardless of what nation that they're from.
Yes.
You know? And why can't we all agree to that? Why can't we all agree that everyone who commits war crimes and crimes against humanity should be tried? But we can't agree that the focus should be on Gaza, so maybe we should go with that statement rather than the one we can't agree on.
Maybe we should.
Thank
Because that's
you.
the broader statement, and that's the bigger statement.
If we
Thank
make
you.
one statement, we can make more, though. That's the whole thing.
And that's not the kind of thing that an infiltrator would try to do.
All right. No, you're right. You're right. And the only reason is how it feels. Sometimes we have to label things just based on how we're feeling in the moment. Okay, and I think that's all that was, because I know Daniel well.
And I can understand Jewish people being ashamed of what's happening in Israel and wanting to express that.
Right on, and there's a lot of that too.
I'm ashamed of what my country is doing.
Exactly.
You know, and I think more focus should be put on that.
Yes, I agree as well. I agree. And steps are taken. I think just with the focus of this, it's just real intense. So thank you for yes, okay. All right. But I think no harm, no foul. I think we'll continue on. And our lovely.
Do you have her on stack?
Okay, first of all, I would like to correct
Can you take over the live stream for a couple minutes? Huh? Check. Can you take over for a couple minutes?
It means that you directly name a person and directly say something, which I did not do. Study that. Okay? So that is an incorrect statement of accusing me of an ad hominem attack. Secondly, I believe that part of the issue that we're facing here is the fact that we have a disjointed assembly, which started yesterday, consensed on things. Now we're coming back piecemeal, and we're trying to get different people. People keep leaving, people keep coming. There is not a constant set of people. Everything is getting confused, derailed, and completely not simple, okay? The fact that we started yesterday, and they said, well, we're not, someone said earlier, well, we are talking about this. Well, we never agreed. We never made an agenda. We never had an agenda for this thing really either. We didn't assign a facilitator. It was assigned to us, right? Did we all vote on you to be the facilitator?
Yeah, we did.
I asked for
Okay.
It was unanimous consensus.
The point is all these things right here are a violation of process, which is causing us a lot of problems now. We have had we said we would continue a very difficult topic with completely different people. So we have to start over. And we have two different topics going on here. We have your topic, which is extremely important, and I think everyone understands what you're saying. On the other hand, we have a very simple statement of support we're trying to draft for Gaza, which is getting completely convoluted, seemingly purposely, by many people who seem to think that this is absolutely construed, as people are reading statements that have been previously constructed to bring people down. So this is not constructive at all. We had a simple sentiment, and our sentiment was to express our solidarity with the people in Gaza and our support for the Palestinian nation. That is a very simple concept that has now been discussed for 2 days and with no end of disruption. So right now, your statement, okay, your statement is something actually completely bigger and larger than what we started with, okay? So while you want to discuss all these things, that is not the actual amendment. The amendment is focused on Gaza. Okay, we are merely asking for this. You can't object when I'm still talking right now. Okay, you can object. Get in line. Okay, everyone's objecting. Okay, the point being that what you're saying obviously is important. We all agree with this. We all know what our country's doing. But right now, we've had a focus on Gaza here. All we want to do is simply say that the national gathering supports them. Look at what the national gathering of Occupy is down to us here, who are basically only here because we're terrified that something's going to pass that's going to embarrass us because of the wording and make us look like fools on a national basis because there's so many people here that seem intent on doing that. And we will not let that happen. We are standing in solidarity with Gaza. We feel this in our heart. And they are over there dying with no food and water while we are endlessly talking bullshit here in a park with people that are not helping the process at all. Now, I don't know how to solve this, but I certainly am not going to have to go through all this tomorrow. So you guys can stay here till 3 in the fucking morning until you get one simple statement put together. This is ridiculous already. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is why Occupy never gets anything done.
I have one
sentence
please. For you.
Okay, I'm not talking about you. You, I love you. You are trying so hard. You are so patient. I feel so sorry for you having to sit through this whole process that is completely sabotaged. I feel like, there's obviously sabotage. It's always like this.
You know what I told my friend earlier today? The revolution is a toddler. We have to go through these steps in order to get practice with consensus. This is my first time being so involved in such a process as consensus, but I'd like to see more of it. Here's my sentence. We demand an end to the bloodshed of innocent people all around the world for which our leaders are responsible. In light of the recent atrocities, we demand an end to the mass murder of innocents and the occupation of Palestine.
Oh. Yeah.
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 Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not the facilitator.
Okay, so we have
but there was no facilitation while the drama was happening.
I'm sorry,
maybe
I
just
took
step
him
up.
away. What happened?
I don't know.
So we have a friendly amendment that was just read. Go ahead and read it again, please.
A whole new
It
series.
is I'll consider it an amendment. It replaces the whole statement, yeah.
Let's listen.
We demand an end to the bloodshed of innocent people all around the world for which our leaders are responsible. In light of the recent atrocities, we demand an end to the mass murder of innocents and the occupation of Palestine. We demand an end to both the mass murder of innocents and the occupation of Palestine.
Okay, so temp check on whether or not that statement is close to something we want to pass.
We got a cool animal sighting. Sorry.
I did not see any down twinkles at all.
Okay, so that means it's pretty close. So any objection to passing that proposal, that statement as worded? Any objection? There are.
Are there any objections? Because we need that feedback right now.
There is at least one objection. So.
What's your objection?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it was pretty close. So let's go ahead and open stack to.
I want to know our objection.
We had an omen of a raccoon.
My objection is not to the statement itself, but rather the statement as a replacement for what we were in the middle of working on. The statement ignores most of the points that we made that were really important in actually stopping Israel's violence against the people of Gaza.
So you're putting process before the action.
No, I'm saying let's not scrap the entire statement that we were working on and replace it with that sentence.
Why not?
Because it would not be effective, and because it silences.
I think her statement.
I don't think that statement is particularly effective or a strong statement against what's going on right now.
All right, so the objection is to not, because it completely replaces the other statement. So one option is we could agree to park the statement that we've been struggling with for several hours and see if we can have consensus on this new statement. We could just, so we're not replacing it, we're parking it just like we've parked other statements. Temp check on doing that, parking the statement that we've been discussing for hours and going to this statement. Any objection to doing that? You're objecting to parking that statement and going to this statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
This statement right now, if we can take whatever elements of that larger proposal we had before that we liked and bring it also to the table.
Oh, you want to work all night?
Like,
you're cute.
I mean, there's something to be said about working meticulously at a longer proposal for so long with the input of so many people, because that creates a giant Venn diagram of people's passions and information. So to scrap all of that we worked on and just replace it with what I wrote like in 2 seconds would be kind of
Short
risky.
statement, long statement.
We can do both. Like
Yes.
we can release a bunch of different things.
No, we can't do whatever we want because we're sitting here.
You always want to make it
We're sitting
accessible
here
to
during this
stack.
There's a stack. I have my hand up. No one ever calls me. I have a spinal injury. I can't hold my hand up, but I'm holding it up as long as I can.
All
I
right.
keep getting ignored.
So, where are we? So we didn't agree.
My hand was up.
Okay, so we didn't agree.
My hand was up. That's where we were at. My hand was up.
Sacramento, California.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I keep getting missed, and I'm reminding you that my hand is up.
Bill, is it
Before you take another temp check, please. Because every time I put my hand up, you take a temp check.
To go to staff.
I have a statement. Never mind.
Is she at the staff?
I've had my hand up forever.
I don't know where we are. Where
Every
are
time
we?
I put my
We
hand
had
up
just
to go to a
taken
temp
this.
check.
I've been about to sack. So
Donna's on stack.
My hand has been up before all the people that have talked. Is my point. My hand keeps not being seen, and I can.
we keep going back to different things. That's why I have been occasionally confused, but I keep coming back. You remind me you're
Why do we
definitely
keep
there.
going back?
So, are we on the stack? Then please go ahead.
Okay.
It's hard sometimes
Stack.
to keep track.
Thank you, Bill, and Bill is doing a great job, doing his best here. Thank you, Bill. This is not easy.
Donna, it's your turn, I believe. Right?
Guy, hold the computer.
So where we are? 1, 2. Is there
No,
anyone
she
else?
was 1, I'm 2, she's 3, he's 4.
1, 2.
She already spoke. One already
3.
spoke. One already spoke.
Yes,
I'm
we're going
2.
here.
I was 2.
Fine. I'm
Okay. 3, 4.
fine.
So we have this newly drafted statement. We have the previous statement. Delphine, Ariane, we will not let go of the statement you're attached to. We'll keep working at it. We'll bring it back. Everyone, or Gabriel consents to this new statement. We've been trying to incorporate Gabriel's concerns into something he can be okay
And my
with.
concerns.
And your concerns and many other people's concerns. We've worked hard. We've finally come up with a statement that Gabriel is okay with. We have several statements. We have 4 already consented on. We have like 5 more to work on. We came up with one that Gabriel is okay with.
Why
Can
don't
we
we
have
just
one
leave
statement?
Gabriel
Can we have one statement that Gabriel feels good about? Can we please acknowledge that and know that we're not going to let go of the one we really care about too?
Okay, so I'm going to take that as a process suggestion. I want to go back to what we were considering, which was we were considering parking the statement that we were working on and
point of order. Every fucking time I'm about to speak, you speak. You're just like Cal, but whatever. Probably trained you. The point is when there's a stack, the stack goes. You don't comment on everything on the stack.
Who's the facilitator? Respect him.
The facilitator doesn't make a
I should have just. Would you like him to step down as facilitator?
I would like this facilitator to respect the process, which is this, going through the stack without making a personal comment on everything that's made, or asking for a temp check, which has happened all night long. Hello.
I would agree with
Okay, distraction, everybody's whatever. Okay, go back, it's all on tape. Okay?
so we
Can I make my statement first?
Continuous stack.
Can I make my statement now?
Yeah. Who's next on staff? Yes.
I don't even remember now. My hand has been up for like 5 minutes. It's never seen. I've had it up 4 times that it was never seen. I don't even remember what I was making a response on right now. All I know is every time I raise my hand, you call for something.
Well, instead of complaining, go take a break. Let him talk. You remember, come back and talk.
I'm making a statement about it. I'm making any statement right now. Does it matter? This is a fucking free-for-all, obviously.
No, it's
No,
not.
we're trying to get order. Donna,
You're
we're trying to get
starting to
order.
make it
I'm
not productive right now.
I'm making it not productive. I'm making it not productive because everything always gets turned on to me. When I call for accountability, and I call for something to be for people to realize what's happening, realize this is never gonna come to a consensus. Right. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Writing our own statements.
Yes. Autonomous action.
Made a collection of statements.
Yes, I'd like to write my own statement. How about this? I'll write my own statement and give it to you.
How about we each get on
It's her
Facebook
turn to
and
talk,
write our
not
own statements
yours.
and then hashtag each other.
You know, no one's
You just don't like
respected
me
when it was.
talking because I'm making my.
You know, whatever. I say we abandon. I would say that we just. I would suggest that everyone who would like to can write their own personal statement, and we can send them all to Palestine. These were written by people individually. I don't know. I mean, at this point, that's the only way it seems like we're going to get consensus. I mean, not consensus. It's going to be an individual autonomous letter, because this will go on forever. This is planned. This happens every year, every GA. We never get anything done. We all come together nationally, to do things, to network and everything, and we bring up these impossible topics. You say, I know you're disagreeing with me. You say, well, this is what we're talking about. Why are we taking on this thing when it started with a simple statement of solidarity? Two days later, we're still in a circle discussing one thing.
Point of process. If no one else is going to call on me, I'll call on myself. I really feel that you are derailing this conversation, Donna. And everyone else who is speaking out of turn, can we please get back to some semblance of a process? Maybe we could do better if we had a vibes watcher here, but we don't.
I'm now the one that's derailed this process. Let it be known, I'm now being blamed for this too.
Okay, put it in the minutes.
I'm sorry, you know what?
Donna, I feel that you have given an ad hominem attack to people.
An ad hominem means I named someone and attacked them. Who did I name?
The people that put together this proposal.
How did I name them? I didn't attack. How did I make an ad hominem attack on them? I love the proposal.
That this was planned. That we planned to not ever.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about this
to disrupt
process. Okay, this process. I'm talking about people and the things that they're doing and the things that are not in solidarity. There should be a simple solidarity statement. There were beautiful things on there. It didn't seem like there was going to be this much discussion. I'm not trying to derail anything.
Why can't we just finish it instead of being interrupted repeatedly?
What do you mean interrupted repeatedly? Okay. You know what? Give me a break. I wasn't even involved in this until it got to the point of way down the rabbit hole ridiculous. You can blame this on me too. I'm being set up. I know. Bring it. Ad hominem, wrong word, didn't do it. That names a person, never named a person. Okay, this has been going on for 8 months.
Word for it, but
okay, start
you
attacking
probably
me now.
insinuated that the group of people that put this proposal together were trying to
that, you know what?
mess
See,
with the
putting
government.
words in my mouth. Putting words. I did not say anything like that. I did not say anything about that. I did not say anything about the people putting together a proposal. In fact, that's not who I meant. I'm sorry if you inferred incorrectly what my meaning was, but don't try to state that as a fact when it is in fact not.
Okay, I just feel that by having repeated outbursts without like jumping stock and calling on yourself and saying this is a free-for-all, I feel that this is really disruptive to our process right now. We need to get the statement written and out there, as you say, and that's not going to happen with you yelling at us all. It is late, yes, let's get it done.
Do you know what our original plan was today? March all night, do outreach. Said we're tucked in a corner, fighting with each other.
Cena is next on the stack when Donna is done.
So there's a point of the process. I am totally happy if somebody else wants to take over facilitation. Anyone wants to.
I do. I propose we end the GA. I propose we end the GA.
So when will we carry this on?
Yeah,
tomorrow?
never. Can go to safe tomorrow's next GA. The agenda will be set.
Can I start have my place on stack, please?
Let's finish the. We should finish the stack. He's only spoke once.
So let's finish the current stack.
Cena? Okay.
Again.
No, I think
I was like an hour.
Cena's waiting. He's on stack. You should go ahead.
5 minutes away, and those people left.
I'm suggesting.
He's only spoke once the whole day at the meeting. Respect.
Sorry, very loud.
Cena, the floor is yours.
This is, I think we have, here's one proposal that I think. Because I think the first statement, the first paragraph of the first statement was not sensed upon. What I propose is taking Arian's statement and making that the first paragraph of the statement and seeing if we can go from there so we can include the important details. Because it's a statement of support that we can all agree on, so let's try to make that the introduction. And then the details we can hash out. If we can get this step done, I am personally. What do you all think?
Okay, so temp check on what was just suggested. Okay, anyone need that Aries statement reread?
Yes. That's the one that you read earlier. That
yeah. So
It's
Eric,
actually
can you please?
2 sentences long.
Yes,
but
it is 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Please reread it.
Okay, here goes. As members of the Occupy Wall Street National Gathering Assembly 2014, we demand, actually, no. Here goes. We demand an end to the bloodshed of innocent people all around the world for which our leaders are responsible. In light of the recent atrocities, we want an end to both the mass murder of innocents and the occupation of Palestine.
So temp check on that.
Woohoo!
It's mixed. Is there any objection to?
What's the mix?
Who's the down twinkle?
I saw at least one.
Where?
Okay, well, no,
So, but I'm gonna
it's
check-
not a block, it's a down twinkle.
So is there?
Wait a minute, let me finish, because this sometimes works. It's a down twinkle, but is it a block? Is it a down twinkle or is it a block? Are you willing to walk away from the movement, or is it just, no, I don't like it? She's got issue with process.
We're going to shut down this GA and there won't be any time for it. We're going to be driving off.
Let's start at 1. Let's start at 1.
This would just be an addition to everything else. Because the one you're attached to is not going to it's an addition. She's okay with it.
Okay, so temp check on the proposal that Ari just read, that statement, and we're proposing putting it at the beginning of the statement.
A bigger statement.
Okay.
To the current statement.
So,
A bigger statement.
okay, so temp check on that.
Temp check.
on that approving that proposal? Is there any objection to approving that proposal without further discussion? Okay, we have consensus.
Occupy!
Could we read it one more time, Mary?
You just have to yell.
Where is it?
Don't let them take your emotion away.
Yeah.
Can we
have a group
But I don't.
fucking
Where is that phone? Which phone? Do you have the phone?
Okay,
My phone?
do we want it read one more time, or do you want to move on? Could you read it one more time?
Yeah, there's one paragraph that we already consented on that I didn't
Just
write
read
down.
the one we consented on right now.
Okay. As mem.
Is it this one?
Yeah. We demand an end to the bloodshed of innocent people all around the world for which our leaders are responsible. In light of the recent atrocities, we want an end to both the mass murder of innocents and the occupation of Palestine. Next paragraph we consented on. Next paragraph.
This one we already did?
Yeah.
So just stick with the one we just
the one we did
the one we
right
just
now.
consented
Then
on.
that's it.
Okay, so sparkle up. Amazing that you guys all stuck around for this. Now, do we? Are everyone okay with not doing another proposal? Everyone okay with
Oh no, I
moving
want
to
to go
conclude
to
the
the
GA?
next one. Come
Okay.
on, dude.
I assume that we need to continue this tomorrow at 1 o'clock for GA.
We could
I would
consider
say
that under
any
agenda
proposal,
review.
this proposal
Tonight?
Any proposal could go to the GA tomorrow. I don't know that we have to decide that.
Do we have an agenda for the tomorrow?
I mean, is there a
Not
proposal
yet.
that we really
Okay,
need
did
to
we
deal
have?
with
We
tonight
haven't had
that's
an
easy
agenda
thing?
yet, which is how.
Yes, we have.
Which one?
At the beginning of every GA, we go over
I
the
have a
agenda.
question. Is there any proposal that's a real quick one that we need
I
to
haven't been
address
able
this
to add
evening?
anything.
So,
Ladies,
yeah, is there any more proposals that we really need to address?
ladies, do you guys know of any other proposals that we really should address before tomorrow?
Tonight?
I would like to
No,
point
I don't
of
think
process,
so.
please.
I think we're all burnt.
Since it seems like for the last 2 days, no one has been informed of where or how to add things onto the agenda, and we come and everything seems to be pre-planned, we'd like to know how to get things on the agenda for tomorrow, please.
At the point of process, I have no idea.
I
like
move we set a GA to continue this tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Okay, the GA is already set for tomorrow. I believe it is at 1 p.m., but I'm not sure. Can someone confirm that, please?
Who has the schedule? I do. I know how to
But
get.
we're done with this one, right?
This GA is not over until we adjourn.
No, but I mean, we're done with this proposal,
Yes.
please, right?
Well,
I could provide information on how to get agenda items on the agenda.
Okay, so could we just leave it at that? If you want to get something on the agenda, you talk to Jennefer.
No, we as the GA right now can set the time tomorrow to continue the discussion on
GA
Gaza.
is at 1 p.m. tomorrow. The GA is at 1 p.m.
And since
tomorrow.
we're in order of the GA is in process, we can make that this focus at the beginning of the GA is Gaza.
Okay, so we're trying to just wrap this. There is, as a point of process, there is a recommendation that we attempt to agree to set an item on the agenda for tomorrow's GA. In my experience, even if we do that, the GA tomorrow still has the power to decide what it wants to talk about. So I don't know it's necessary that we do that. We can try if you want. Do you want to consent that Gaza is on the agenda for the GA tomorrow? Do we want to?
I have a comment. I have a comment, please. Point of process is we decided during the planning calls that any individual coming to the national gathering could bring a proposal.
Yes.
We didn't have to have any kind of, the GA decides whether the proposal is there. Anyone should be able to put something on the agenda. The group can decide what to do, but there's absolutely no way that people are going to come all this way to not be heard, which is what has happened.
This was like the whole Pacific Northwest crew that came in. We didn't even know how to get in.
I know.
We just fucking
Okay, so basically 2 days now, people that have come from all over the nation with proposals have been completely ignored because of these hotbed, hugely controversial topics that are impossible to solve at the Occupy National Gathering, where people have traveled to network, and this is just ridiculous already. I mean, people have things they came to do. People have left. We had 3 light brigades that came that didn't even get to do what they came to do. Some traveled from San Diego, okay, because we're sitting here fighting in a GA.
So okay, so the tech check was no, we don't want to do that.
Wait, don't want to do what?
To agree to set an agenda item for tomorrow's GA. So, I believe we can basically wrap up this GA. We might do a closing stack of any final thoughts. You want to do that? Allow any final announcements or thoughts? Maybe we just do like a minute or 2 of that. Just any final comments. The stack is open, unless there's an objection to doing that. Okay.
Comment stack here.
Okay. I'm hearing a lot of critical feedback about agenda setting and facilitation, and I am announcing that I am convening a facilitation committee for the Occupy National Gathering. My name is Jennefer Harper, and I am starting this committee.
Right on.
If you want to join it, let me know.
Right
Tomorrow there's a GA set at 1 p.m. If you have a proposal, show up and let them know. Or you could text me, and I will let everybody know on Selly, and I will contact every single organizer and try my best to make sure they know if you can't go to the GA and let them know yourself. It is tradition when a GA starts that you write the agenda, and anyone can put anything on the agenda, and there should be an agenda review so the GA can decide what they want their agenda to be. You put up an agenda, the GA says what the agenda is going to be. If some things are going to be cut, that's because the GA wants it to be cut. The GA sets the agenda. And if you want my phone number so you can text me your proposal, because I'm leaving tomorrow morning, I will give it to you, or just show up at the GA. And contact me if you want to be on the National Occupy Gathering Facilitation Committee.
Point of information, I think that there's already a committee that exists for that. There isn't? There's no
yeah, there is.
There is.
They created an
There is.
Who got the facilitator tonight? There was no facilitator 1 hour before the GA. I got the facilitator.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, and please listen to me, the very first day it was announced that they were forming a committee to arrange the facilitation of the meetings. No one could find out where that was meeting. We don't know what happened with it.
Because it's poor organization planning.
I don't think it's poor. I think it's just intentionally poorly planned.
So now it is not going to be poor anymore. We're going to make it better.
Thank you, because the first day it was announced that there would be this group. All I'm letting you know is that your announcement
World peace for all.
And someone has already made that, but they have not done it.
They're not following through.
Exactly. And this is why for 2 days we have had a shit ton
Next year will be better.
I feel like this conversation could just
trust me.
We're all good. We're all good.
Do it after the GA.
Any last comments? I wanted to say thank you all for participating. Final maybe thank you or anything.
Oh, it's your job to waste taxpayers' money? That's your response?
Keep on moving, sir. Keep on moving along. There was a request.
Don't mess with him. Don't mess with it.
I'm such a big man, my boots shine a light.
Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him. He's doing his job.
Other than that,
but listen, we had no problem with you guys being out here.
We're having a group hug. We're going to do a group hug and we're leaving. Let us hug.
You don't have to leave.
Okay.
Let's not be reactive with them.
Let's do our group hug and illegitimize them.
We're having a business meeting. They're all emotional, yeah.
Listen, we don't care if you guys hang out here.
Everybody bring it in for the hug. Bring it in for the group hug. Bring it in for the group hug. Samantha wants to join.
Avoid the fascism. Bring it in for the group hug.
Watch that.
Drag those in.
I did. Well, you were so clever. It was perfect for me.
You guys better get over here on this hug.
You really want your hug.
I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Oh, it was so
All right. All right, you guys are amazing.
I care.
I never want to facilitate another GA.
Right on.
Hey, Pop-Pos, thanks for the light.
I know, right? Thank you.
Hey, hey. This GA has got to go. This GA has got to go.
I say we all just post up here. Now I don't want to leave.
Now
I do not want to leave. I am down to sleep on this floor.
Yeah. Let's get down. Now we need to get shit done. Let's have an anarchist GA.
No way, dude.
Let's make our own fucking proposal. Oh, this is the anarchist.
Here's Michael. Don't forget your phones.
You said my job is to waste taxpayers' money.
Now, whose do I have right here?
Mine.
I might take some.
We can stay here as long as we don't conduct business, because that's a violation of our permit.
Fuck the police.
But we can stay here.
We don't want to stay here. We want to go home. Do we want to stay and hang out? Okay. I think we want to go home.
I was thinking of a bar personally, but
That's exactly what I was
closed
thinking.
yet. Anyway, where's Michael? These are Michael?
Yeah, he's right here.
Michael?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're Michael. Is it yours too?
Group hugs.
Okay.
I help you with your committee.
World peace for all, says viewers. Group hugs. World peace for all. World peace for all.
World peace.
The phoenix wasn't just metaphorical. Carve that statement in stone, please.
Oh, they wanted us to move off the...
We have more than 10 people here. Twinkle. Hashtag this is what democracy looks like.
I don't think they told us to move off.
They told us if we're going to be
Yeah,
on the grass to stop
Bill.
doing
MJ,
process.
I'm here with you. Works for me. Thank you, viewers.
I thought they said protest.
David live streamed the last part. Thank you, David, who organized the Gaza March. Thank you so much for
Peace
streaming
in
the
Gaza,
end.
save the children, stop U.S. funding of the military in Israel that's killing the children in Gaza.
Thank you to everyone. Thanks, viewers, for sticking around. That was, thank you for staying around until I shut off. That's right. It's like almost 3 a.m. over there. Thank you, guys. I'm going to shut down live stream. That was pretty dynamic. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm leaving in the morning, so I'm not going to be live streaming. So it's going to be Michael's.
I'll get everything charged up.
Yeah.
That was my problem
Look for
tonight.
links. But this stream will not be on because I'm leaving in the morning.